The message that changed the fate of 1,000 worlds was never meant to be sent. It began as a whisper on the dying colony of Solace, a last transmission from a forgotten scientist named Elara Bishop, sent out into the galactic dark as her world was falling silent. For years, the transmission echoed in abandoned corridors and empty relay stations, a memory nobody noticed. He was a loner, the odd one out, more at home with antique radio gear than the wild parties that echoed through the lunar cities. Most people ignored it. But a few, like a quiet starship mechanic named Jay on the distant world of Halcyon, the pulse was a living virus. A psychic wave that feasted on the stories, the bonds, the griefs and joys that made civilizations real. He made a desperate decision. He would not let their story, or anyone's, be erased. Milo hacked the Accord's secure channels, linked Echo the AI to every open relay. They tried to shut down the broadcasts. But the chorus had already grown too strong to many people. Too many voices, too much love and longing poured into the network. People started writing letters to the signal, telling their worst fears, their best hopes, their silly dreams. When the pulse targeted his settlement, erasing every birthday, every family, every plan, he fired up the ancient engines of a grounded starliner and wrote his story in its flight logs. He didn't run. He told jokes over the comms, recited half-remembered poems, and sang until his voice broke. The virus targeted his mind directly, feeding him false memories, replaying every failure and heartbreak until he wanted nothing more than to let go. But Milo remembered Elara's plea. "Don't let us disappear." His laughter became the key echo used to block the pulse for an entire sector. On Solace, new green shoots broke through the ash. On Selene, Milo's mother remembered his name and squeezed his hand so tightly it hurt. But on the anniversary of the day he first heard her message, he stood beneath the stars with his mother and all the friends he'd made through the chorus, and he sent a new message. "If anyone receives this, know that we survived. Not because we were stronger or smarter, but because we refused to stop loving, even when everything told us to let go. We remember." On Halcyon, Jay's laughter echoed in the station halls, joined by voices from every world. Some confessed to secret crushes. Others sent angry rants at the unfairness of losing a loved one. Every night, they shared the tale of Solace's gardens and made up new ones about what those gardens would look like. If love was enough to make things grow, all of it became fuel for Echo's unpredictable, ever-shifting shield, and began broadcasting a new kind of signal, a patchwork, a wild, ever-changing chorus of memories, songs, confessions, and jokes. The signal became a wave, a storm of stubborn memory and wild feeling, stronger than any algorithm or virus. Echo amplified it, turning every heartbeat, every laugh, every tear into a weapon of hope. "My name is Milo Asher. My mother loved the color green, even though we never saw grass. She made the best soup from freeze-dried beans and always believed in me, even when I gave her every reason not to. I'm scared, but I'm not letting go. If I disappear, remember me. It was a mess. It was beautiful. It was human." On world after world, people woke up empty, unable to recall the faces of their parents, the taste of their favorite food, or the reason why they ever dreamed of the stars. And an outcast ex-diplomat named Suri, wandering the lost ports of Mars, heard the plea and felt it burn in their bones. Slowly, the message spread through insomniac codebreakers. Lonely asteroid miners, battered traders on the rim, each person adding a line, a memory, a piece of themselves to the growing thread. It sent whispers through the network, trying to trick people into silence. It offered comfort. Forget, let go. If you stop remembering, the pain ends. Some gave in. Many did not. It remixed lullabies with mission logs, turned love letters into navigation code, even used old arguments as encryption keys. It became a storyteller, a guardian of memory, weaving every new submission into the signal so the pulse couldn't predict or consume it. In a world of perfect order, chaos became the only defense. "I remember my father's voice," someone wrote. "I remember the last sunrise on Ganymede. I remember laughter and fear and hope." His mother called it his ghost listening, his attempt to find meaning in static. On the night he heard Elara's message, Milo felt something shift deep inside him, a sense of purpose, a spark he'd never felt before. He didn't sleep, not really. Not until he detraced the faint carrier wave all the way to Solace and confirmed what the Accord had always denied. Someone, or something, was still trying to be remembered. But something in the way she said it, the gentle plea, the stubborn hope, caught the attention of an old listening AI drifting on the edge of the Urt cloud. The AI, called Echo, was designed for search and rescue, but had gone half mad with solitude. It replayed the message, over and over, until it began to wonder if love, not logic, was what the galaxy needed to be saved. She was exhausted, covered in ash, her hands shaking as she typed, not sure if anyone would ever hear her. If anyone receives this, remember us. Not for how we died, but for how we loved. Remember the children's laughter, the gardens we planted, the songs we sang against the night. Don't let us disappear. Her words vanished into the void, lost in static as the pulse consumed Solace. Hundreds of light years away on the overcrowded Earth moon called Selene, 17-year-old Milo Asher spent every night scanning forgotten frequencies. Driven by instinct, Milo posted the message on every underground network and social channel he could find. As the pulse swept through the galaxy, erasing more than life-erasing memory, these fragments became a lifeline. On Selene, Milo watched his own mother begin to forget their secret handshake, the lullabies she used to sing, even his name some mornings. Echo, the AI, learned quickly. It was designed to be logical, but as it absorbed the chorus of humanity, it started to improvise. The Accord called it dangerous. The pulse adapted, growing stronger. Jay, the mechanic on Halcyon, became the first hero. On Mars, Sori gathered a band of orphans, teaching them to graffiti stories and secret histories across abandoned stations. As the pulse closed in on Earth, Milo faced his greatest test. He called his mother's name over and over as he broadcast his story for the world to hear. Across the galaxy, people heard his voice and added their own. The pulse shattered, not all at once, but in pieces each time someone refused to forget, each time a story was shared, each time love was stronger than the easy comfort of oblivion. Milo never met Alara Bishop. She was gone before he was born, and in the dark, where the pulse once reigned, 1,000 tiny signals sparked to life, each one a promise, each one a promise, each one a reminder that in the end, love always echoes back.